Hey guys, welcome back. This is Chosen Architect, and today we're going to be using integrated dynamics to automate the potion generator, and that's going to be one of the main things that we get set up today. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today, guys, we're going to be working on even more rainbow generator automation setup, and today's video is going to require like a lot of different things that we're going to have to do. One is, first of all, we got to go to the Nether. All right, so we're going to have to go to the Nether today. But we're going to use something that you've probably not seen many people use before, and that is the glowing chorus fruit. This stuff is really nice, and if you have a farm or anything like I have, you will be getting a bunch of chorus plants. And these chorus plants are going to be very helpful. Alright, so let's get some endstone. I think I might have some endstone. Do I not? I think the only place you can place this stuff is the end. If I can get to that. Yes, maybe so. So we might have to actually travel to the end, which will be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and head over to the end. I do, of course, still have my original portal that we've not dressed up or anything. I probably should have made this thing look good thus far, but I don't think I'm going to permanently leave this here. Honestly, this whole area here is going to eventually disappear. But I'll meet you guys in the end. So now that we're here in the end, now we can place this stuff down. Lovely stuff, and breaking this should net us some chorus fruit. I do believe. Let's go ahead and try. And chorus fruit. 13 chorus fruit. Alright, so perfect. So that means if I place more of this down, I should be able to get enough. By the way, this stuff is coming from the magical beans crops. So if you don't have that set up, then you might not have these. So just keep that in mind, that I highly recommend you have a chorus fruit setup going on in some form, at least at this point, at least, you know, this far into the game. Alright, so I do have a broken pickaxe. I was going to grab some of this, but I guess we're fine. Okay, I guess we're fine. What is that? It's just a random, somebody was able, you can actually break obsidian, by the way, with a pick that's actually in this pack. As crazy as that may sound. So yeah, I'm going to head back, and we'll go ahead and get this actually started. We'll head off to the Nether real soon. So now that we're back, what we need to do is take that chorus fruit and surround it with glowstone, or surround the glowstone with chorus fruit. And this will give us a special little treat that we can definitely use to our advantage. Now, I'm not going to get more than that because we'll save some of this chorus fruit for later. We might need it for potions or things like that, whatever we have to do with it. But anyways, we are going to be on the lookout for something special. Let me go ahead and get some stone repair kits, because I definitely need those. Throw that in here, and there we go. Awesome. So, with this, let's go ahead and do a test. If we eat one of these, it gives us creative flight. Like, no joke. We get creative flight. I don't know for how long, because it doesn't really tell us, which is kind of scary in itself. But it does say a few stackable minutes. So I'm guessing maybe 3 minutes of flight duration, and the more of these we eat, the longer that duration is. So if we eat a few of these, we should have flight for quite a while. At least I hope so. So I'll meet you guys in here, and we're going to be looking for a specific type of chicken. So as we've done in the past, we're going to be flying over here to the fortress. This time I have actually flight, which is kind of really nice. The fact that you can get flight so early in this pack is kind of ridiculous. But it can be very useful as well. But yeah, right over here should be our fortress, yes. And inside this fortress we'll have a pretty good chance of actually finding the chicken that we need. And hopefully nothing will really bother us. We do have some pretty decent armor on. But what we need the most is some special chickens. So let's take a look. I'm not seeing any yet. We're looking for quartz chickens, by the way. Oh, there's some right there, now that we speak of them. So yes, so here are some lovely nether quartz chickens. So I'm going to take a few. Yep, I'm going to take all of you guys. The more that I have, the more the merrier. I could, oh, and then soul sand chickens. Those are really nice as well. Be able to take those. And look at that, we have multiples of each, which means we should be able to breed these guys to 10, 10, 10 pretty easy. It doesn't take too much to get these guys to a higher rank. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and nab them all. Might as well. There we go. So, that was not too difficult at all. By the way, I've had I've had a few people say, why haven't you upgraded your pick yet? Well, why do I need to upgrade my pick? That's the better question. Like, I have no need to upgrade my pick right now. So that's the main reason why I haven't decided to upgrade it. I'm sure when I need to, I will definitely come here and do so. It's not like I don't know how to do it. It's just that I just don't feel the need. Right now, this thing literally has mining speed 21 on it. And so all I really need to do is just kind of throw a few things on it. That is hilarious. It has a present on his head. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to head back. Shouldn't take too long. And I'll meet you guys back at the base again. So to be able to get ender pearls, which is what we're going to mainly work on today, because we're going to work on the ender pearl generator, which is going to be one of the major parts of the actual rainbow generator. And actually, the ender pearl generator can generate quite a bit of power if you have it set up correctly, because gathering ender pearls either through a mob farm method or through chickens or any other means, mystical agriculture, it's pretty easy to set up, and this thing can actually generate large numbers of, or a large amount of RF for you if you wanted to go that route. Same with like the Nether Star generator. It can generate large amounts of power. But we're going to be doing a few things here. One is I need some redstone chickens. I need them to combine with the nether quartz chickens. And yes, we're going to be doing the old-fashioned method that I have been showing to make this so much faster. And just kind of getting these guys to breed up like so. So yes, these are 10-10-10 on the redstone chickens. So it makes it a little bit faster on the breeding, on the crossbreeding, because those are such high rank there. And as you see, the nether quartz chickens are 1-1-1, which should give us, hopefully, a glass chicken. You can see we're working our way towards a diamond chicken, because to get an ender pearl chicken, we need a nether quartz chicken, or a netherwart chicken, sorry, which we're going to have to get that from cocoa and glowstone, which we'll work on those separately soon. But we're going to have to get ourselves this, the glass chicken, from a redstone chicken and a quartz chicken. So yes, it's mainly just going to be me sitting here, spending a little bit of time doing this, which is honestly what everybody will have to do, and just checking periodically until they hopefully get the one they need. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Whenever I guess I'll get a few of these going, because this isn't the only generator we're going to be working on today. And yeah, it'll be just a second. So in this long process that is chicken breeding, I went ahead and made myself some bone white chickens and some flint chickens. And this is going to, over time, get us set up for iron chickens, which we're going to need in this process that is going to be getting to diamond chicken, which is supposed to be like a top tier chicken. So it does take a little bit of time to get to, but I mean, I have the time today. So let's go ahead and look up. Let's see. We have this chicken, which is the diamond. We need seeds, right? That's what I was working on getting. Seeds. So we're just going to grab a bunch of seeds. All of these are going to need seeds in order for these to work. So I'm just going to fill all of these up, because we're probably going to be using all of these, to be honest. So let's get these all set up. All right, so let's take a look at the diamond chicken again. All right, so on the diamond chicken, we are working on this side right now. And as you can see, this just requires a redstone. And then this is going to require a gold chicken. Now, the gold chicken is going to require an iron chicken and a yellow chicken. To get the yellow chicken, it should be pretty easy. We just need some yellow dye, which we do have. So let's take a look at this. So for this one, let's get that yellow chicken. And we'll just make 16 of those real quick. And then we'll spam those. That way we'll have them whenever we need them. Alright, there we go. And we'll just collect our lovely chickens. And try not to place torches, which I've been doing. Oh, man. And we'll set these aside for now, because we'll be using those soon. Alright, so on the diamond chicken, right here, just to get to this guy. This is the one side, because on this side we also need a netherwart chicken, which we need a glowstone and a cocoa bean one, which we'll worry about that in a second. But this side should be ready to go. We already have a glass chicken, so we're basically just waiting for a gold chicken at this point. So we already have our yellow, and we're working on this right now, over here. So if we get lucky, there's a high chance that we could potentially get an iron chicken, but then again, it might take a little bit of time. So then we should actually move on to the other sections, which is on the actual ender pearl chicken itself, the netherwart chicken. And we're going to need some cocoa brown on that chicken, and a glowstone chicken, which is actually a nether quartz, and a yellow chicken. So, since we already have the yellow chicken over here, might as well take one of these nether quartz chickens and throw it here. Because those are going to need to be producing to make a glowstone chicken. And then from there, we can take that, and we'll go back in time for a second, and we're going to look at the Netherwart chicken. We're going to need a cocoa brown chicken, which is apparently a red chicken, and a cactus green chicken. Now, I don't know if I have a red chicken. I do. But we're going to need a cocoa, right? Or a green. So we need a cactus green chicken, which this one should be just as easy to make. We just need some kind of green dye, and we'll repeat that process that we've done several times already. Just throwing the chickens on the ground until we get some. And voila. Perfect. All those should be ready to go, and they're now itemized. That's kind of hilarious. Now that you think about it, they're completely itemized. So, yet again, we have another set of chickens that are going to be processed. So, all in all, this should be just about ready to go. We have our glass chicken. We're basically now waiting for our other one so we can get our diamond chicken. And I guess these are all considered diamond tier chickens or something like that, because they're all up here in a very weird manner. When I just search diamond chicken, they all show up here, even the ender pearl. Maybe it's because this uses one. Maybe that's the case. But yes, we're basically waiting for our gold chicken. That should happen very soon. I think we have, an extra one of these, so we can throw that up here for whenever this actually produces a chicken. So anyways, guys, I'm going to be setting this up. All I got to do now is wait for each one of these to breed up a special version, and then we'll wait on breeding up the final product, which is going to be the ender pearl chicken. So yeah, it's just going to take a matter of time. Everything is now complete. It was a very long, progressive thing to get here. I had to do all of these different ones, and as you can see, they end up over time producing everything that we need. I actually have moved a few things around, and I do have all these chickens. I am going to be keeping them because we may have to later on down the road, especially like gold or whatever. We can use this to produce more resources. And as long as we have 2, we should be able to easily breed them up. Speaking of 2, there's our ender pearl chickens. And much like all of the other chickens, super easy to get them to breed. Now, this one is going to take a little bit longer on the beginner stretch, mainly because of how high tier this is. Each thing does have a slower timer the higher tier you go, mainly because this stuff is, pretty rare. Getting ender pearls can be hard to get. In my opinion, honestly, a mob farm would completely take care of this issue. But yeah, I'm going to have to breed this thing all the way up to max tier. Shouldn't take very long. Once we get at least past this 1 tier portion, this acceleration wand definitely excels in that. So it's not going to take very long for me to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and skip this part, and I will meet you guys when we actually go to fully set this thing up. So after all of that breeding, I now have 16 of these, plus a couple of leftovers, and all of these guys that can now be trashed. I no longer need all of these extra ender pearl chickens that kind of just happen from breeding over time, but I will keep the other ones. All these others that are in here, these guys I will keep because we possibly will have to use them in the future for other cycles, other breeding cycles. You never know. So if we ever need to work on other things, especially these diamond chickens, those will definitely be very useful. By the way, I went ahead and made the ender generator. We're actually going to get that set up here in just a second. I do need a roost, so grab a roost real quick, and an item conduit is all we need. And this should be pretty easy to set up at this point. So let's head down to our power room. I went ahead and made another one of these, by the way, and I used this icon as my power room. This is actually a factory block from Chisel, which is kind of nice. So let me throw my battery actually in here so I can get that nice and charged up again for future use. So let's go ahead and place this down now. So we have our roost. We have our massive ender pearl chickens. That shouldn't take very long at all to produce ender pearls, maybe? It looks like the bar might be broken or something weird. Why is it going negative? Negative %? What? What is going on there? Negative percentage. Oh, that's broken. You can see in the top, the progress says like 20 and 30%. But when we're inside looking at this bar, it's like negative, way higher numbers than it should. Nothing else is doing that, is it? Weird. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely an issue with these chickens in particular, I'm guessing. So this still should, though, produce ender pearls once it hits its max. That's so weird that that's doing that. Anyways, that still should be enough. And we'll go in here. Maybe that's just like a joke. Maybe it's because it's negative, something to do with ender pearls in the end being a negative dimension. I have no idea. That is such a weird thing to do. But anyways, we'll throw this over here. And that should drop some ender pearls in here, thus powering this. And this will have a constant supply of ender pearls. And this lasts 1 minute and 20 seconds for each ender pearl, giving this totally enough time to produce more ender pearls and completely supply this. Oh man, that's good. That's real good. So yes, this thing actually generates quite a bit of power. I think we're going to utilize all the power generated from all these guys, and we're eventually going to have it supplied into a massive floor setup that I think I'm going to use that is going to be just complete capacitor banks. That is going to be like a blockade of capacitor banks is going to go down, and that's going to be how we store most of our power. But yeah, this is how you automate the ender generator, at least in this pack. And it should be very easy to do. A lot of this stuff will be pretty easy to do since we have the Roost mod in here, which it just allows for infinite resource generation, and it's a really nice resource gen. So that's done. Now, the potion generator would be the next on our list. I think it has been fixed in this version. So a potion generator requires potions to basically produce power. It'll consume a potion for power. And I think I have everything for this generator. Now I do want to go ahead and take a look. We may have to do some stuff in the back to kind of get this to work properly, but let's get a bottle. I just want to test this out first. All right, let's go up top. I want to see if this thing will still run off of bottles of water. Because it used to run off of bottles of water, and basically we can set up a system that will automatically import bottles of water to it over and over again, and it will consistently make power off of them. So yes, it does work. So we're going to need something basically fast enough to input water and allow us to export water. Okay, so that is where this whole back section is going to come in handy. Alright, so this is going to be the challenging part. I think we can probably use a mechanical user, or two of them. Mechanical user might work. I don't know. I mean, we could probably also try our hand at a different kind of thing. So let's take a look at this. So at tunnels. So integrated tunnels has a thing called a where's it at? Item, energy, importer. There is a user here. Interface, fluid interface. Should be like a user interface. Item. Maybe it's not tunnels, integrated tunnels. Maybe it's integrated. Let's take a look. I thought it was integrated. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. And then we'll do user, player, or hand. I thought there was a tunnel that actually used it, because I've seen it used on the server here. Unless it got removed in like the newest update. Player simulator, there we go. So yes, we're going to need a player simulator. And I think we might be able to get this to do what we want it to do. It's going to take a little bit of trial and error, at least in my part, to get it to work, because we are going to need to get into integrated dynamics a little bit. To mainly get this set up, the main thing I need is a logic programmer. So I would actually need the mineral seeds. Because a logic programmer is basically all I think I need. Can I get this stuff normally? Do I have mineral sapling? And how do I get the sapling? That is the question. How do I get this thing? Sieving dirt apparently will get us that. I do have a chest that is up top here that might have that seed in it. No, it doesn't. How much dirt do we actually have? We have quite a bit of dirt. So sieving this in what gives us this? So flint. So flint, basically. A flint mesh. So let's go ahead and try that. We'll try our hand and see what we can get. So flint with some dirt. I just need a mineral sapling. Is this... Oh, we need it compressed. What am I thinking? We need compressed dirt. So there we go. We'll get that. At least until we get this sapling. Look at that, we're doing the old-fashioned way. And hopefully we get something nice, maybe? At least one of these trees would be great. Anything would be nice. There we go. There's our sapling that we need. Alright, let's go ahead and place our piece of dirt down. And I think this tree actually requires a bit more dirt than normal. So let's go ahead and expand this. I think it needs a pretty wide area to grow. Bone mill. And yeah, I'm going to try this. Integrated dynamics seems like a pretty good option for this. I bet these leaves are causing it to not work. That or I just may not have a big enough plot. That could very well be the case. Yep, alright, so I guess we're going to end up doing this differently. We are definitely going to be doing this differently. Let's get a crate, because how much of this, what does this actually produce for us? A lot of stuff. So we'll just get a chest. And we'll have this go into a chest for us. Right now. And we'll pop off one of these bonsais that we don't need, like this one. We don't need this going on right now. Wait for it to give it to us. That always takes a little bit of time for some reason. And we'll get that hooked up. Awesome. So let's actually kind of empty our inventory, by the way. We have so much stuff going on right now. All we need is our mineral seeds, dirt, and that's it. Alright, so place this here, place our mineral sapling there, and bone mill, right? Or I guess we could use an acceleration wand if we wanted to. That definitely works as well. So yes, we just really need a block of this stuff. So just a little bit of this. I think bone meal might actually work faster. Maybe. Definitely looks like it works faster. No, definitely not working as fast as the acceleration wand does. Because the acceleration wand seems to like skip entire like sections. And this is like producing random stuff. Not exactly what I want. The logs do work. You can actually generate quite a bit with these logs. I wish I could actually grow the tree, because growing the tree nets you even more than this, and a lot faster. But the tree requires like special growing circumstances, like a certain amount of height. We're probably going to have to get the squeezer anyways, so let's go ahead and look at that with this mod. Right? We grab this, the squeezer, which requires a block of iron, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We have a squeezer, and then we're also going to need a drying basin. I've done this mod so many times. I've used this so much. I pretty much know it by heart at this point. So anyways, let's go ahead and place this down, and then next to that we'll place this. You can see which side you need to place it based on these channels. And just inside here, let's grab these logs. We can place a log inside here. Let's get a pressure plate. I guess we're going to have to use some logs anyways. Pressure plate. Place that in front of this. And stomp. We have to pretty much stomp on this plate. And this will actually get us a whole block of mineral, which is really nice. So it's going to squeeze all the fluid out of this log. And it should go inside this. We step on the plate to reset. And then this will actually turn into a block. Alright, let's take a look here. Integrated dynamics. So, there's a few things we're going to need to get this to work. We're going to need a variable card, which we don't have enough of everything yet, but we will soon. When I do enough stomping. I think one more of these and we'll be fine. Takes a little bit of time with the server lag because it just, yeah, gotta basically wait for the server to realize you're stomping and catch it, and then for it to actually function. There we go. And it should be basically done. There we go. And it should stomp it out. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Let's actually convert this over into the 9 crystals. And yeah, we're going to need a variable card. Where's this guy at? Variable card. We'll need this. It'll give us 24 variable cards. That's nice. And then we're going to need the programmer. And that's where we're going to need even more mineral. Oh boy. So yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of time converting these over manually. There is a machine that you can use that doesn't do it manually, which is a little bit nicer and probably be a little bit better on servers. But I'm not too concerned. But yeah, I'll meet you guys whenever I have a bit more of this processed. So with everything on my head with integrated dynamics at this point, I think with the testing that I did in my other world, I think this might work. So I have gotten myself the mechanical squeezer and drying basin, and in here, you actually need to put popped chorus fruit in here to be able to get these crystallized, the crystallized chorus chunk, and then over here, you get a little bit of leftovers from the liquid, and then it allows you to get a few of these blocks. Now, I've already crafted a few different things with this, so there's really no need for me to, use it that much, but we are going to need ourselves a few different things. We're going to need 2 item exporters. And this is all from integrated tunnels, but believe me, it all goes together. And then we're going to need some variable cards, which we did make, which is very simple. I'll just go ahead and make a few more because it doesn't really matter. They're super cheap. And we also need a programmer, which I already have set in the world, a logic programmer that I showed was very easy to make. And that's really all the block you need. And you're going to need yourself a item interface, which is very cheap to make. You're going to need yourself item importers, which actually I already have some. So I'll go ahead and grab myself 2 item importers, and then we're also going to need these item exporters. And that should be just about all you're going to need to get this set up. And then you're going to need a mechanical user with water in front of it, facing that direction, and some sort of buffer chest. And the buffer chest is going to be the main network setup. So let's go ahead and get this programmed up. We're going to need, let's see, bottles. So I'm going to need a water bottle. And I'm going to need a glass bottle. Inside the logic programmer, we're going to tell it to do a few things. We're going to get a couple cards. So if you go to the item tab, you can actually specify specific items on your variable cards. Now, if you haven't learned or haven't watched anything that involves integrated dynamics, it can be kind of complicated. So if you don't understand this, sit back and maybe pause the video, take it in for a second. But you can see if you place an item like a glass bottle inside the item slot here, we can specify on a variable card, giving the variable, or giving this card a variable to work with, which would be the glass bottle. And we put it in here, you can see the value type, and the type is item, the variable is the glass bottle. And then if we want to change this, which actually I want 2 of those, 2 specific ones. So I'm going to get 2 for that bottle. There we go. I don't think these will stack, so don't worry about that. And then we also need 2 for the water bottle. So if we say, all right, water bottle, you can do that. Bam. That's going to be for the water bottle. And now we have 2 variable cards, or 4 variable cards, 2 showing the glass bottles, 2 showing water bottles. And we're going to use this to specify where to move items around. All right, so we only need 1 item interface, and that interface is going to hook to the chest. Imagine this being your controller. And when you put stuff in your system, it's going to go in this chest. If you pull stuff out of your system, it's going to be pulled out of the chest. So that's how this is going to work. Then we're going to have an item importer and exporter. We're going to work with the exporter first, because it's a little easier to understand. So the exporter is going to pull items from our chest into whatever we want it to go into. So up top here, I want items to go inside this generator from our system, right? And then down on the bottom, I want items to come from this chest and go into the mechanical user, right? And I'll kind of demonstrate a little bit what I'm talking about when I say that here in just a second. So let's just remember that we have this set up like so for right now. And then on the side here, I'm going to pull items out of the potion, or out of the potion generator with a item importer. This is going to import items into our chest. And then same down here, I'm going to import items from the mechanical user into the chest. But I need to specify what items I want routed where. And that's where these variable cards come in handy. Now we're also going to need the integrated dynamics regular logic cables. Super simple. We already have 8 logic cables. I think that's going to be enough for right now. And all you got to do is just connect everything together. Like so with logic cables. And there's going to be a logic cable down here and down here. Perfect. Now everything should be routed together. All right, so let's tell this chest let's just tell all these different importers and exporters what needs to go where. So we want a potion bottle to go in here. We want it to be a water bottle, and we want it to go inside this slot. So we need to say, all right, export an item and specify what item we want to go in here, and that being a water bottle, right? So if you put that in here, you should get a check mark saying it's a supported card, and this will actually change and will look a little bit different. And then over here, whenever this is done when it's done using up the water bottle, it'll put a glass bottle in here. Well, we want to export that glass bottle out. To do that, we're going to import the glass bottle, which we specify here. We're going to export that, and it's going to go into the system, or import that into the system. Everything's going to go here. And then we're going to say, all right, I want to pull, again, back out of this chest a specific item. Well, that specific item that we want going into the mechanical user is going to be an empty bottle. So if we want an empty bottle to go in there, we're going to specify this to pull out an empty bottle. Now, an empty bottle should go into the top slot. We have it set to right click, and we're going to put some upgrades in this very soon once we get this thing going. Down at the bottom, I want to pull out a water bottle. So let's say, all right, we'll pull out a water bottle. And this should be like right at the point of keeping up if we put stuff in here. Now, right at this point, if I put a glass bottle in here, it should start pulling it out and putting a bottle in here. But you can see it's not the fastest thing in the world because there's a delay here. Sometimes this misses, like just then, and this doesn't always pull water directly. So what we need to do is we need to throw some upgrades in here. And we do have a few of these. I wonder if 16 of these will work and make that almost instant. Yes, 16 should make that like almost instant. And at that point, this is pretty much keeping up. I mean, it's right there at almost not keeping up, but believe me, this is about as close as I'm going to be able to get to keeping that fully running. If this does stop running, we may have to work on possibly setting up 2 or 3 of these or something like that to keep a constant flow of these water bottles. It will take, I mean, we may have to set multiple mechanical users and have multiple chests, or have the same chest, but have multiple channels going into one. But this, guys, is technically the potion generator automated, right? It's fully automated. It's working. I'm almost wondering, does the conduits have a internal buffer? Because I noticed that this is not like buffering correctly. Even for this. This still is using up a little bit of redstone, but it should not be using that much, because this right here is automatically being transferred out and it's not actually going into this, which is kind of concerning. You know, I've had the same issue with this. I know that this needs a lot of power, but this should be backing up. There should be a backup here of redstone, but it's not. I don't know why that's the case. It may be something to do with these actual conduits. If that's the case, conduits seem to be broken, and they will have to use something else. But as of right now, look at this. This is completely working. It's generating power. It may be noisy, but it's getting the job done. And that's an introduction to integrated dynamics. Actually, one of the easiest setups you can do with integrated dynamics or integrated tunnels is use it to import and export items back and forth. And it works very smoothly, and it's almost an instant item transport. The only lag, the delay that we're getting is actually coming from the mechanical user itself, which is very unfortunate that we can't get this to happen almost instantly. But as you can see, it does go in there like about as fast as you're probably going to be able to get it to go in there. But that is one of the fastest ways, guys. And I don't think I'm going to need my squeezer over here anymore, unless we do something else. I actually tried my best to get like a player simulator to work. I couldn't figure out how to get a player simulator to click a bottle on water and get it to go into the system. It just wasn't working. I don't know if that's an intended way, if that's even meant to be that way. But yeah, I might actually message the mod dev and see if they know how to get that to work, because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And that would probably be the best way to get it to work if that was a possibility. But anyways, that is how you set up the potion generator. Now it's time to kind of move on to what I would say would be one of the easiest to set up, and that is the pink generator. Now, the pink generator, it just requires pink things, right? So, pink generator will work off of anything that is pink. Let's go ahead and make another furnace generator, and we'll make a pink generator. Now, this guy is going to be hilarious. We can actually use a chicken, and the chicken, we can make a pink chicken. Right here. A pink chicken egg. And we'll make 16 of those. And all I really have to do here is breed them up, right? Let me get my chicken slapper. There we go. And there's a couple pink chickens. And same over here. Pink chickens. Oh, come on. Let me get over here. Thank you. So yes, that is all that takes. All I gotta do now is breed this chicken up into the 10-10-10. And guys, we should be good because it'll actually produce pink dye, which will be perfect for our operation. So yeah, all it's going to take is me to set this up just for a little bit, and I'll be back while I get these guys bred up. So now to get our pink generator set up, I have my 10-10-10 chickens. We should be able to hook this guy up. Let's put a roost up here. Drop our 10-10 chickens in there. This guy works pretty good. I still don't understand the negative on that one, but this guy is working pretty good. I'm going to try a different cable and see if maybe there is an issue with the Ender IO cables possibly not working properly here. And see if this should only have an internal buffer of 64. So whenever this hits its max, it should technically stop. And you see, 3 pink dye. That should put 3 pink dye in here. And we can actually put some speed upgrades in this. Let's do max 4. That'll work. There we go. Some speed upgrades. That should pull the items out pretty fast. And once this internal buffer gets filled up, actually we can probably fill that up. Let's throw some pink wool in here. And let's see. This should, in theory, let's see, DY on here. We'll throw that. Fill this internal buffer. This should start stacking items. Whereas the other ones is not. I don't understand. If this is not using ender pearls, this should be building ender pearls up. Just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, this is yeah, for the most part done. I think the only other one would be an overclocker. And then we're getting into like an explosive generator, which I think would be super loud. And that's going to require a little bit of kind of different automation. But guys, so far today, we got quite a bit of automation set up. We got 3 more generators automated. And yeah, we're going to figure out if this is going to be sustainable for the late-term automation. But for the most part, it seems like this is backing up like it's supposed to, but nothing else is backing up. So we may change everything to transfer nodes. I don't know yet, because yeah, these are definitely consuming the items, or something weird's happening there. Because these should totally be backing up at this point. Very weird stuff going on right there. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and break these for right now. We're going to use transfer nodes. Could even use hoppers, to be honest. Hoppers would work. But yeah, this should technically work out for us. I'm going to stick with the extra utilities since it is extra utilities anyways. We're doing extra utilities with extra utilities. So much extra utilities. I need to just keep saying extra utilities. So upgrades. We'll throw 3, 4 of those. And grab 4 of those. That will give these at least the max speed. So when these guys are working, it should back up. You know, I can see how this one wouldn't, because this one takes a little bit longer to actually produce items, even though they all seem to produce about the same rate. It's strange, I don't know. This is the only thing, once we get the explosion generator, we'll actually have a mute over here that'll actually stop this sound. It'll stop this sound as well. And it'll be pretty quiet from that point. But yeah, that's so weird that the way this only allows so many items to go in here. It's very strange. Very strange. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.